Welcome back to EVSwap. We've got another electric off-road adventure for you today. A few weeks back, we took the electric Land Cruiser up Kingston Pass. We went up there with the Rising Sun 4x4 Club, Stay the Trail Colorado, and the National Forest Service. We went up to open the gate for Kingston Peak Trail, and we got to take the Land Cruiser all the way up to 12,000 feet. It was an amazing trip. We got to push the truck to the limits of its battery. It was a nail biter. I won't ruin too much, but we ran the battery down very low. So let's check it out. Okay, we're back on the trail. This time we just left Idaho Springs a few minutes ago, and we're going up Kingston Pass. It's a really cool day what we're doing today. I'm with the Stay the Trail crew and the National Forest Service, and we're doing the gate opening. So our Rising Sun Club got to be part of this, and we're going to open the gate for the season. And there's some snow on the trail, so it's our job to drive our trucks through the snow and make sure that we can open the trail. So I'm a little bit concerned about my battery percentage. It's been all uphill since Idaho Springs, but I think we're gonna be okay. I'm down to 40%, but I've traveled about going on 20 miles uphill. So I think if I can make it to the top, then I'll be able to just turn around and use our friend Gravity to get me back to where I need to be. So that's what the plan is, and I'll take you along. It's a beautiful day up here in the Rocky Mountains. Doesn't get better than this. Look at that, doesn't get much better than this, not at all. So Stay the Trail is an organization here in Colorado, which, as the name implies, encourages people to do responsible off-roading. In Colorado, we have to stick on the trail. You can't go off the trail. And that's because of the delicate ecosystem. Once you're up here in the mountains at high elevation, above 8, 9, 10,000 feet and higher, the vegetation is really delicate. And if you're above timberline, that's called the alpine tundra, and things up there are extremely delicate. For instance, if you drive through a prairie or a meadow up there, it can take a decade or more for the vegetation to fully recover from how it was the minute before you drove across the flowers and the trees and stuff. So the issue is just there's very little oxygen. It's very harsh conditions for life to find a way. So we need to protect that. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people moving to Colorado which don't have the same tread lightly philosophy. They don't understand conservation, and partially they're not to blame, because in a lot of the other parts of the world and the country, you can just drive off trail and go bushwhack, and the vegetation will grow back within a week. But here it's different, so we have to really be respectful of the area that we live in, and if we aren't, then they're going to take it away from us. It's a constant threat of shutting down trails. The federal government, the state government, environmental groups, they are just chomping at the bit to shut trails down and close off-roading to the general public. They just don't like it. And if we give them an excuse, like if we cause a mess, if we tear up the trail by spinning our tires, if we go off trail and tear up the wilderness, then they're going to have the justification they need to shut the trails down. So everybody really needs to pitch in, and we need to protect our land for future generations, because quite literally this could all be taken away from us in the near future. So that's what we're up here doing. We love Stay the Trail. They're we're a huge supporter of Stay the Trail in our club, and we just love their message and what they do. So if you're in Colorado, Stay the Trail. So here we are, we're at the gate, and the Forest Service dude's gonna go unlock it. So here we go, we got a brand new Ford Bronco with Massachusetts plates. And this guy probably doesn't know anything about Colorado and how we drive here and stuff, but that's why we're here, for education. All right, gate is open. Look at that. All right, so we're just about to come across a tree line. You can see all these trees are very small. There's some normal looking trees right there. So this is what they call tree line, because literally within 50 or 100 vertical feet, there's no trees. All the trees stop. And that's because the oxygen level in the air just reaches a threshold and trees can't grow. So there's no trees. These peaks over here are probably 12,000 feet, 12,500 probably. Not 100% sure. So yeah, that's why they call it tree line, because it literally is a line. You can see over there, the trees, how they just abruptly stop. So really the only thing that grows up here is wildflowers, grass, some shrubberies, and lichens grow on the rock. This is the area where if you drive off trail, it can take 10 years or more for the vegetation to repopulate, especially if it's muddy. If it's muddy, then that can take, decades and decades, and you'll see those tire tracks just sitting there forever. So this is a little public area. You can put your well wishes in the mailbox. You can leave a rock, stack it there, and only do that there. You don't want to stack rocks other places. You don't want to build little cairns. People like to build those, but you should not build those in the national forest land, because the principle here is leave no trace. And if you're stacking rocks, well, you're leaving a trace. It's beautiful up here, just beautiful. There we are, that's the pass up there. So my battery's at 31%. Yeah, there it is, 31%. And we were down at the gate about 40%. So, and it took us that top 60% to get from Idaho Springs to the gate. Like I said, it's all uphill, so I'm still confident. There's only, 3 miles left of the 4 miles left of the trail. So really not much further to go. And it's all downhill back, so we'll see if we can make it all the way back to Idaho Springs. Of course, if I can't, if I get down below 20% or lower, I will have one of my buddies throw a strap on my truck and tow me in regen, and we'll put a little life back into the battery that way. But what goes up must come down, so we got gravity on our side, and we got a lot of potential energy up here at 12,000 feet. So this right here is a good example of a braided trail, and that's where somebody has started doing an alternate route, either because of snow or because of traffic. They started driving somewhere else, and then other people followed them, and it ended up making 2 trails there. So one of the things that we do is we close those little chutes off. We stack rocks and logs to block them off. And then we force them back onto the main trail. Going down a pretty good descent right now, and I got both feet off the pedals. And we put 1% back into the battery, and we're just letting gravity take over. This is one of the great parts about electric off-roading is it's easy. It's really easy to drive an electric truck off-road. I like it a lot better than the gas truck. I've driven a couple of different gas vehicles, manual and automatic, and I really love this truck. It's my most favorite truck off-road by far. You just got to worry about range. That's the only problem. Alright, so we're coming across a water crossing. Some people think that you shouldn't drive through the water, but you absolutely should. If you drive through the water, and that keeps you on the trail. If you go around the water because it's too muddy or too deep, well then you're widening the trail and you're off trail. And what the hell? We're out here to off-road, so go through the mud, splash through the mud. Why not? So this is one of those offshoots, and this one we actually closed and did some work on the last 2 years. And the wildflowers are starting to come back. But this is one of the rock walls we built, and we just blocked it off. They put some signs up so that people would stop using this, and it's working.
Shop just coming up around this next bend here. We'll take a look at it and assess it if we can do a little work. If not, then we'll just keep going.
Yeah, no.
See all these little rocks along the side of the road? I stacked a lot of those myself. Alright, so we're down to 28%. Been wheeling now for probably 15 or 20 minutes, and we only went down a couple percent since the last battery check. And that's because partly we're going up and down now through this valley, so I'm getting a little bit of regen out of it. And we're also just moseying along real slow, which is what makes an electric truck so awesome off-road, because these guys in front of me and behind me are getting literally like 10 miles per gallon, even though we're just crawling. And I'm actually getting really good efficiency compared to earlier today. So that's just goes to show you how good electric trucks are off-road. Alright, we're making it towards the top of the pass, which is good because we're down 25%. But I think we're still good because remember, as soon as we start going downhill, we're going to, instead of decreasing the percentage, we're going to start adding into it. And yeah, I think we're good. I got my reserve battery in the back too, which has been charging off the solar, so it's 100% charged. So we'll stop up here for lunch, and I'm going to plug in too. So we're good. We're good. Famous last words, right? Wait till the end of the video to see if we're actually good. We got some trail runners up here, some people hiking. That's how you get acclimated. Come up here at 12,000 feet and run. Look at that view. It's a little hazy today, but look at that beautiful vista. There's the trail we came down on. Fully electric, what do you guys think?
Awesome, man.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. I bet it holds a lot of beer.
Oh, tons.
Have a good one.
You too, have a good one. That's one thing I did forget, I didn't bring any beer. That's alright. Alright, 22%. We're just about to crest the hill. I might have to call it on forward progress, or I might have to strap up, because I don't want to get too low with the battery, just in case, you know. But I think we're good. I think we're good. All right, status report. We're starting down. I think we only have like a mile or two before the snowdrift that we're trying to break down to open the trail. The problem is now I'm going downhill, but I'm on the other side of the mountain, so I've got to come back up before I can go down again. So 22%, we'll see how we're going. Just talked to my buddy Andy, and he's willing to strap me and just put a tow strap and tow me up. And then if I can tow up, then I'll be good to go down. So we'll see. I'm going to regen all the way down here. I'll keep my feet off the brake, and I'll get as much regen as possible. And if I can get a good 5 or 8% or so put back in, especially if we're up above 30%, then we're good to go just to send it. So that's the plan. And in the meantime, we got a beautiful frickin' view ahead of us. Look at all the wildflowers. We've been getting a lot of rain, and this year was one of the largest snowpacks in like probably the last 10 years or so. It's been kind of a drought, but this year is really wet, so the flowers are popping. Feet is a new record for the electric Land Cruiser. Okay, we're heading back down the hill, or continuing down the hill. We're gonna go meet up with the second half of the crew, which they found the snow and they're bashing their trucks through it to make a path, and they might even have the shovels out. So we're going to meet up with them. I'm down to 24%. I got 2% of regen, maybe 3% from the top. And now we're on the level on the Shelf Road. Luckily it's a lot smoother.
That would have been some of the last section across the road, right?
It's a lot smoother. There's not like big boulders, so it's not going to use as much battery to crawl along here, which is good. I'm still nervous, very nervous. I don't want this thing to come to like a complete stop and not be able to get any energy or turn it on or anything. So we're just keeping an eye on the battery, and I'm using just very delicate foot movements on my throttle to try to just be as efficient as possible creeping over this stuff. I'm trying the hypermile techniques where you accelerate downhill, and if you go uphill you just reduce your throttle and let it coast up and slow down. So I'm just trying to inch it along as best I can. I just need to put more batteries in this truck, that's all there is to it. And I think when I get home, I'm going to look and find another Leaf for sale and get me another battery, because if I had another battery on board, I'd be 100% fine, because that battery would still be at full charge, and I could run this one down as low as I want and then switch over to the next battery and continue on my way. So that's definitely going to be a priority, I think, going forward. Man, you can't get up here in a Nissan Leaf, though. That's for sure. You can get up here in a Rivian or a Hummer EV. I guess that's another point, is those production EVs are so heavy. The Rivian is about 7,500 pounds, depending on the battery configuration. And the Hummer is like 9,000 pounds. They're extremely heavy. And by the time you add your off-road wheels and tires, your roof racks, your tools, your suspension, you fill it up with gear, your cooler, I mean, that Hummer's going to be 10,000 pounds. and that is going to cause a lot of erosion and a lot of wear on these trails. My truck's only 5,000 pounds, so the Hummer's twice as heavy with the same footprint, basically. So it's going to be interesting to see how the trails will adapt to that, if they're going to tear them up, if those type of trucks are just not going to be up here. Well, it'll be an interesting future that we're entering, that's for sure. Look at those mountains, man. They're so green. It's just amazing how green they are. Okay, so we made it all along the shelf road and we're still at 24%. Like I said, it was pretty efficient drive along there. So I'm feeling a little bit better. Still not 100% confident, but like I said, it's an experiment. You don't know till you know, and if you don't push the limits, you never find out. So we're finding out. Plus, if I get worried, I just look at the vista and I just take in the view. It's amazing. Love getting up here. There's not a bad direction to look. It's all beautiful. We want to keep it that way. Alright, we made it to the snow spot and I'm up at 25%, so I think I got enough juice now to actually make it back up and over where we came from, so I'll give it a try. Okay, so I got my plug-in, and this is just a level 1 charge. It's only about 900 watts, pretty small, but we're charging, can't see it at all, but we're charging at a good enough rate fully off the solar power. Yep, so it's pulling 1,370 watts out of there, and it puts 900 into the truck because there's some loss in the whole system. So we're going to let this charge while we eat lunch, and that's why I decided to have this battery, because when I get in a situation like this, we can give it a little bit of juice just to get back up to where we need to be. Alright, so we caught up with the other half of the group. This is Mike's 80. This is Jake's 80. I believe this is Sean's 80. Really nice trucks out here today. And here's our buddy with the National Forest Service again, and his Forest Service Jeep back there.
Hey!
Hey!
What's up, dude?
We made it. Looks like we can open the trail.
It's pretty much, yeah.
Hardly any snow left.
So Patrick was saying he's probably going to wait.
Okay, we just shoveled out the snow. Still charging. And we're at about 300 watts out of the solar panels, because I'm angled up towards the sun. So I get good angle on the truck. We'll go see. Yeah, we're at 28%. Oh yeah, we're golden. We're gonna stop for lunch and charge some more and it'll be perfect. Supercharged beast.
Are you rocking the solar panel right now?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Okay, we just shoveled out the snow. They can see dirt now, so now we can open the trail. They're gonna unlock the gates and it's gonna be open for the season. The rule is they have to see dirt. 2 lines of dirt. They can have a little bit of snow, but they gotta see dirt underneath there where your tires go. Because again, if there's snow like that, a lot of people won't even try to go through it, or they'll know that they can't make it, and they'll just decide to go up and around either side off trail. And we don't want that, so you gotta have dirt showing so that people can use the trail. Otherwise they can't open it. But really good, got it open, and now everybody can start wheeling up here. All the tourists will come out, the locals will come wheel, and we haven't seen any trash. Another part of our job is to pick up trash along the way and I haven't seen any trash. I've been keeping an eye out both sides. Usually you'll see a soda can or water bottles, things like that, candy wrappers, and we just go ahead and pick that up and keep moving. So I guess we're gonna go up here back to where I was sweating a little bit ago, and we're gonna have some lunch, and I'll plug in and charge again. I got a good 5% charge off that. It went from about 24% up to 29%, so I'm feeling a lot better. Even though it's only level 1, it still gives you a little bit, and every little bit helps, you know? So we're gonna keep moseying up the trail. We got the Forest Service Jeep in front of us. We got the Stay the Trail Dodge behind us, and the rest of the trucks is Toyotas. Alright, we are at the lunch spot, having some food. Got the Forest Service Jeep here next to us. Look at this view. How's this for a lunch spot? Alright, we just finished up lunch and we're about to hit the road. I'm going to follow up in the rear in case I need a tow, but I think I'm going to be good. I charged up to about 29% while we're eating, and we just got to get up like a mile or so up to the top of the mountain, and then it's all downhill, literally all downhill from there. So I think I'm going to be perfect. It's going to be awesome. It'll be really interesting to see what I make it back to Idaho Springs with. And then you can calculate the physical distance I went and how many percent I got here and how many percent I ended up with back there. So I'll do that at the end of the video and we'll calculate all the efficiency and stuff. All right, looks like we're rolling out. All right, we're just about to crest the hill. I'm at 21%. So we'll see now how many percentage we have when we get back to the gate, and that'll be our benchmark. And then we'll know from there if we can make it back to Idaho Springs. Like I said, I'm pretty confident that we're gonna make it all the way now. Not a problem. Okay, we're at 20%. So we're right at 20%. And 20% was my benchmark. Remember, I didn't want to go below 20%. That was my fail-safe. We are right at 20%. Can't make it. You can't plan it any closer than this. So, yeah, we're just now creeping over the very highest point that we're gonna hit all day, and it's all downhill. We finally made it. All right. Well, we haven't made it yet. It's still experimental EV, and anything could go wrong. Fingers crossed. Let's make it back down. We're up to 22%, and we just got this one. This is the second highest point, and once we're over there, we're home free, baby. We're starting the hike or the climb up to the second highest peak. We're at 21%. We just talked to some hikers back there, and the gentleman owns his own 80 series Land Cruiser, one of the ones we saw down at the bottom of the hill at the trailhead. And he says this is his dream to have an electrified his current Land Cruiser, because everybody who has these trucks, they love them. Like people who are enthusiastic about their particular model of car, it's for good reason. And the Land Cruisers are just amazing vehicles. They're really nice. They never, nothing goes wrong with them that you can't fix. They last forever. They're comfortable. They have space for all your stuff and your dog and everything. So he wants to keep his Land Cruiser, but he wants to be clean and green and electrified. So maybe I can help him. I gave him my website and some of my information. We'll see if he reaches out. Well, all right, we're just now making it up to the peak. The other guys are up here waiting on me. I was talking to those guys, but this is why I go with friends, because if something happens, you got backup, and friends don't leave you. Oh, we just dipped down to 19% on that long climb. It was a really bumpy, rocky, gnarly climb. It was pretty steep too, so that's fine. We're just here about to crest the peak. And I keep saying this, but it's all downhill after that.
Yeah, it's a good 3-4 foot deep on the
All right, we're gonna open the gate, officially opening the trail. Oh, I thought he was going crazy a couple times. This is that hiker's 80 that we saw earlier. Do you want to pull this delayed gate opening sign off?
Yes.
And then right down here, just around the corner, there's another sign we got to hit that. And I think that's it. And then we got the paper thing. We'll hit that too. And there's a sign on there.
Officially open. Sweet. Okay, we got the gate open. Now the trail is open for the general public to come out here and enjoy, just like we did today. Super cool to be a part of that. Hanging out with the Forest Service and stay the trail. It was just an awesome adventure. Now I just got to make it back down to Idaho Springs. I think we're good. We're at 18%, so I hardly regened anything back from the peak, but I think that's because I was traveling behind these guys and we're going a little bit slower than normal. So I think it was just the way it is, but from now on we'll be able to go a little bit higher speed and get more regen, so we'll do it. So when I got to this same spot this morning, I was at 44%, and now I'm back, I'm at 19%. And I know, because I've been up here before, that I can make it all the way to Idaho Springs and actually put 15% into the battery. So I think I'm good. I've been saying that a lot, but we're just gonna have to find out. No other way to do but try, right? That's the thing about EVs, is you got to kind of take into consideration the elevation gain and the altitude and what you're doing. You can't just say I can go X amount of miles, because if you're going uphill, it's X minus Y. If you're going downhill, it's X plus Y. So, and that's just kind of a side, like a side effect of the efficiency of an electric motor being so high, is that it starts to make a lot more difference with those other variables make a lot more difference. With a gasoline vehicle, I mean, they're like 25 to 30% efficient. So if you are hypermiling or you're putting your foot down on the highway, you're still burning 70 to 75% of the gas. You're just burning it and turning it to heat, no matter how you drive or what you do. So that's the difference in how an EV, it really matters your terrain, it really matters how you drive, and elevation gain and all that. And it's a learning process. Once you get a few miles under your belt, you'll figure out how it works, how it responds, and you'll start to ignore the percentage and ignore the predicted mileage that your car's giving you because you have more experience. So don't take the number on your dash, don't take it as being the gospel truth, and especially if you're going uphill. There's a button I'm pushing down here, and you can see on the screen maybe there's no regen. That's medium regen, and that's second maximum regen. And I just cycle through.
Down on your corner, touch on that. Little flush. Mark.
Gates open. All right, 21%, and we're putting in a kilowatt. We're charging. The other guys are airing their tires up. I didn't air down. I just ran the street pressures for lower rolling resistance because I knew it was going to be a nail biter today. But I know from here back to Idaho Springs, basically over there, I'll be able to put 15% or so into the battery. So it should only go up from here, and basically just be coasting down the hill and adjusting the regen to control my speed. And that's it. It's all downhill. So it's looking good. I'll check in with you a couple miles down the road. Okay, we just left the group. A couple of them are still airing their tires up, but I wanted to get out in front so that I wasn't stuck behind somebody going slow or braking in the wrong spot or anything else that might happen. And then that way I can get the maximum regen and make it home. %. Plugged in a little bit while they're airing up. Okay, we just made it to pavement. This road's really steep, which is what we want. We're going down. I was talking about getting out in front so I could control the speed, but it looks like we got a tourist from California going slow, so we're gonna be stuck behind him anyway. And my buddy Andy, he's behind me just in case I got a problem. Still got plan B. Coming up to these really tight switchbacks. You can always tell a tourist because they get really freaked out about this, and all you gotta do is just go around the corner. Maximum regen. I just had to kiss the brakes a little bit. Bring her around. We got a guy from Oregon and a guy from California, looks like. There's a couple rental cars. going down the hill still behind these two out-of-state trucks, and there they go. Andy was telling me it's funny because I'm driving down here with no brake lights at all, and these guys are just constantly on their brakes, riding them. I guess they don't know that you got to shift down to a lower gear. I don't smell a brake yet, but I bet at the bottom of the hill I smell their brakes. We're up to 29%. Got a couple miles, maybe 5 or 6 miles. I think about 5 or 6 more to go. Still going down the road. We're up to 30%. We're probably going to bump up to 31 here soon. So we're golden. Feeling a lot more confident now. We're up over 30%, and we only got about a mile on the highway back to Idaho Springs, and then we're there. So we're good. All right, we made it back to the highway. We're at 31%. There's I-70. Made it fine, not a problem at all. Let's just go down here and then we'll hop on the highway. We'll be back in a jiffy. So from the very highest point, what did we say? We were at 18%, and now at the bottom of the hill we're at 30%. So we got a lot of energy back. Oh, and look, we got rush hour bumper to bumper traffic too. So it looks like we're going to be going very fast on the highway. So I was thinking I'd get 15% back. I got 12. Is that right? Yeah, 12% back. And bottom line is it's enough. We easily got to make this next mile into town. So that's sweet. I probably didn't need to charge it all off of my solar bank. I was just doing that just to be sure, you know, beggars can't be choosers. So I wanted to just make sure I would be all right, and I definitely was. But I think I only charged like 10% maybe from that solar bank, so it definitely wasn't necessary, but I would have been down probably in the single digits. And when the battery gets that low, it does start to limit torque. So I didn't want to be in a situation where it was limiting torque on me either, because then maybe I couldn't have made the climbs. I probably could have with the amount of gear reduction I have, but just playing it safe. So bottom line is, what goes up must come down. Thanks again for watching the EVSwap Land Cruiser. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not, and leave a comment. If you got any questions about the truck, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I'll respond to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Here's our exit. 28%.
Good job, man.
Plenty.
Congratulations.
Thank you, dude. Thanks for the help.
My pleasure. It was easy. See you soon, bud.
See you next time. All right, thanks again for watching. We're gonna have way more electric adventures for you. So just hit that subscribe button, give a thumbs up, and write a comment down below. Also, be sure to tell your friends. Telling your friends will help to grow the channel better than just about any other way. Thanks for watching.